Hey there, gang. We got some severe weather and possible tornadoes coming tomorrow. The Storm Prediction Center has drawn a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk of severe weather for a pretty broad swath of the lower Mississippi Valley. Mobile, New Orleans, Little Rock, and East Texas all have at least some tornado chance. And mind you, in the Big Easy, it is of course Mardi Gras. Please have a way to be notified if warnings are issued. Then there's a strong tornado risk along I-20 between like Shreveport and Jackson, Mississippi. There is even some sneaky low-end tornado risk in like eastern Kansas and western Missouri, including around the Kansas City area, thanks to a lot of spin there. Now, if you've seen the weather recently, you know we have a potent jet stream dip, this nasty so-called trough, a lot of wind energy upstairs for both damaging winds and a couple tornadoes too. This is the impetus for all the severe weather. But the limiting factor could be how much instability or juice we have. The atmosphere is not super duper warm, it's not super humid. That may temper the severe risk, cut it back a little bit. Weather models do simulate some rotation tracks, but really I think I-20 in Louisiana and Mississippi has that greatest tornado risk. So if you're driving that route, please, keep an eye out, know what to do just in case warnings are issued. Otherwise, pretty busy setup. We'll dive right in with the latest, and of course follow me on all social media platforms as well. I'll be busy nonstop these next 24 hours covering it. So if we take a look in the water vapor satellite out west, you see this big swirly twirly counterclockwise spinning thing. That's our upper level low, pocket of cold air, low pressure, and spin, but it's upstairs. But it helps us generate a surface low over like northern Oklahoma and Kansas. This happens on Tuesday. It's our surface storm. This is what really gets our active weather going. Now that low is sucking in air, so it's breathing Gulf moisture northwards, setting the stage for storms. It's doing so ahead of a dry line. That yellow line you see right there is the leading edge of bone-dry air from the desert southwest that's encroaching. And as the dry air kicks up the moisture, we get storms. But here's the thing. I think we'll have limited storm fuel. Like we said, the storm fuel, the juicy air, might not make it north to Arkansas. So again, it's really closer to the Gulf where we see that greater severe weather threat maximized. Still, I'd say plan for strong to severe storms to form along that dry line in East Texas, southern Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. They push east with time, and they may get going rather early. So the pre-lunchtime hours, for example, in East Texas, it's already storming there. We're not sure how tall they get nor how far north they reach, but we have to pay close attention to the winds because the wind field, just how dynamic the atmosphere is pretty concerning. Check this out, for example. Winds out of the southeast at the surface, but the southwest at the mid-levels. That means any storms that grow tall enough will feel those changing winds and could rotate, becoming supercell thunderstorms and presenting at least some tornado risk. Otherwise, storms could produce strong to locally damaging straight-line winds as well. I do, however, think that risk might be a little bit more isolated than widespread. Part of the reason this whole event may underperform in my mind, simply because with the lack of juice, storms might not grow quite tall enough to fully tap into all the jet stream dynamics we need to cause a more widespread tornado threat. But still, like we said, plan for at least a chance of damaging winds, have a way to be notified if tornado warnings are issued, and know what to do. It's March, it's the deep south, we know it's that time of year when we're kind of a little bit sketchy, so to speak. As we said again, storms start before lunchtime in East Texas and they work east with time into the afternoon and evening hours. Now there is one other area where we could have a little sneaky tornado threat, and that's far eastern Kansas and western Missouri, including the Kansas City metro. We're near the center of our upper level low, so there's more vorticity or spin there. There's not really too much storm fuel, but with all that spin, you could get a little something to spin. I think any morning downpours will clear in Kansas City. You might see a brief gap, and then if we get any sunshine, that adds just enough juice to get one or two small rotating cells to pop. So again, a low-end risk there, but not quite zero. As always, another active weather day. Erica, Mike, and I will be streaming tomorrow. Jack Mauricio will be helping out behind the scenes. And of course, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay weather aware.
Follow MyRadar on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Download MyRadar on iOS, Android, Amazon Alexa, and Windows.